What the? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today, the Christmas festivities continue. Apparently, I'm lost in the blizzard over here. And with the Christmas week stuff rolling on, today, we have a very important job on the podcast. We have to figure out what games I'll be playing on tomorrow's annual Christmas marathon here on DSP Gaming. Now, the thing is, we've had a thread where people have been suggesting a lot of games. Sadly, that thread kind of was a waste of time. I took a look at it this morning, and it's a whole lot of nonsense. People who didn't abide by the rules, people who were suggesting things that they knew we would never play. So here's what we're going to do. Today we're going to sit down and we're going to think about how successful things were over the last marathon, and we're going to try to do something similar, i.e., let's see what kind of games we could try out that maybe I've never tried before, but you guys know have been good and or kind of popular. It will be an opportunity for us to explore new content and not have to worry about it taking up another stream session. So, today on the show, let's hammer in Christmas, all right? It's going to be a great one. Festive vibes all around, and it's the final podcast before Christmas, of course. So, I can't wait to chill. Let's sit back and relax, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for another fun episode of the Level 1 Podcast. Alrighty, everyone. Good morning and welcome to the show. It's Monday, the 22nd of December, 2025. I'm DSP, and this is the Level 1 Podcast here on DSP Gaming. Hope you're all doing well. The countdown to Christmas continues. We are right there, right? Like right around the corner, only a few days away. And my annual Christmas marathon is tomorrow. So we got to figure out what exactly we'll be doing, because as I explained yesterday, we will be doing a lot of fun stuff, including me in all kinds of festive attire. As you can see today, some more fun Christmas stuff wearing here. But tomorrow, I'll be changing out into all these different outfits over the course of the day. It's always fun to do a few changes of ugly Christmas sweaters and the like. And this year, I got a couple new things to share with all of you. That's going to be fun, all right? But in addition to that, one of the major things we're doing tomorrow is going through the gaming schedule for games that have solid release dates in 2026. What I want to do is actually get through a solid release timing for the big games so we know what we're checking out next year. Now, keep in mind, it's going to be very early, right? We're going to have a lot of games that don't have release dates. And as you've probably seen over the course of 2025, some of the best games have been these indie releases that come out of nowhere and drop and just like shock you. You're like, whoa, I can't believe how good this specific indie game is or whatever, out of nowhere, right? So basically what we're going to be doing is going through all of the game releases that do have solid release dates so that we can actually figure out, how to tackle those next year. But we'll be discussing other things as well. I'm sure you guys are going to have ideas of new things that'll be coming out that we could cover next year as well. So that's going to be a big chunk of the marathon, hanging out, talking about Christmas, going through the game release schedule, etc. But then on top of that, there's going to be some booze. I'm going to have alcohol that's themed to Christmas. I actually got specific hard liquor that's going to be pretty cool that we're going to check out. Plus, I have all these different cut waters that I got of different flavors that I'll be testing as well. But of course, another component will be guests. As I've already explained, over the course of the day, I'll probably have a few different guests that are going to be showing up at various different times. So it'll be fun to have someone drop in, have like a half an hour conversation, and then jump right back into either gaming or other content, okay? But of course, yes, I'm a gamer at heart, and obviously I want to do some gaming tomorrow. And so hopefully you guys will join me for that and help me to figure out what games we're going to be playing right now. Because, yeah, as you're going to see, we're going to check out the nominations thread, and you're going to see that basically it is not very useful whatsoever. That basically the people who posted didn't have the best of intentions, either nominating things we've already played, nominating RPGs, nominating things that you knew we were never going to play. It's ridiculous. So what I'd like to do instead is actually talk about some newer games or games that maybe have come out and I didn't have a chance to test yet and see if they fit, you know, much like when we did some of these nights where we test out new games and they may or may not work. It's good to have an opportunity to try out games for the first time and see, hey, could this be something that will work for my rotation? And take a look at the Black Friday event, right? Yeah, sure, we shopped for like 3 or 4 hours, but we also played a variety of games for the first time, and some of them ended up being quite interesting, and now we're playing them as part of my regular rotation. So it's kind of the same attitude here where I'd like to figure out, hey, what could we actually do tomorrow for good variety on the marathon, all right? So let's do that this morning, all right? But also, I just want to say to everyone out there, thank you guys so very much for, so far, a very good holiday season. It's been great, right? We've all had a great time chilling, enjoying each other's company. You guys have been amazing. Yesterday, everyone came by to hang out. Seriously, it was great attendance, great engagement, and great support for everything that I did. And I just want to say thanks because that's awesome. It means that I could basically kind of do anything I want on my streams, and I know that I'm going to have an audience for it, and that people are having a great time. All right, so let's keep that positive vibe going today on the content. What are we doing today? Well, after the podcast, we are now going to be playing some Arc Raiders, and I'm excited for that. We actually did Arc Raiders just on Friday night and learned a few new things. For example, that there's some critical items I need for crafting in order to build the better benches and or the better weapons, and people are trying to help me to get those items. So I think we'll continue with that today. We'll try to figure out exactly how I can get them, so that we can continue on with advancement in the game. You know, the drops are fun. The interactivity I have with you guys is fun. It's always a good time. So Arc Raiders continues today after the podcast. And then tonight, I'm really stoked for this. Tonight on the late stream, it is time for Power Wash Simulator 2. I'll be having a few alcoholic seltzers. We'll be finishing up that job that we were doing last time, which was the big double, triple-decker house. And I think there's another job of a car as well. Maybe we'll try to do that and try to squeeze in 2 jobs today. I guess we'll have to see. Okay, but that's all today. Very exciting day of gameplay. Tomorrow, obviously, is the Christmas marathon. And then on Christmas Eve, which is Wednesday, I will be here for 1 stream. All right? Now, what will that stream be? It's a great question. Because honestly, I didn't really want it to have to be like a high-pressure stream where we're locking in a bunch of stuff. Instead, I wanted it to just kind of be like a chill with Phil, where we just come and hang out and enjoy each other's company. And hey, you guys want me to boot up a game like Mega Bonk or something and just play a couple of rounds? I'm down for that. I want it to be more of a casual atmosphere and just a hangout session. Notably, I don't think we're going to have a lot of people here on Christmas Eve. I think Christmas Eve is a worldwide event. Everyone celebrates it. Unlike American Thanksgiving, which we did a month ago, Christmas Eve is kind of a universal thing. So a lot of people will be with their friends and family and probably aren't going to be coming by to hang out. I'm okay with that. But for those that are here, you know, I want to have a good time. So we'll see. We got to figure out, you know, what to do that day, but it should be good. And then I'll be off both on Christmas Day and the day after Christmas. So I'll be returning next week on, well, I guess it's technically not next week, Saturday. And I'll be doing 7 straight days of streams. It's going to be awesome.
Store wouldn't take your stolen credit card.
Thank you, Tim. Our first contribution of the day. I'll shout that out in a second. 7 days, straight days of streams next week. And what we're going to do is we're going to catch up on all of the stuff that sadly this week I'm really not playing. Okay? And you might say, well, what do you mean? Well, a lot of the stuff that normally was in the schedule I didn't play this week or I'm not going to get to. For example, if you haven't noticed, no Expedition 33. If you haven't noticed, no Pokemon ZA. No routine. We just don't have time for those right now because we're in the midst of so much other stuff going on with the holidays. So those games will absolutely return next week, all right, as well as continuing with Arc Raiders, Mega Bonk, Power Wash Simulator 2. And after yesterday, it seems like you guys really liked Tainted Grail. I did too. I think the game is an awesome mashup between the gameplay of, say, modern Elder Scrolls like Skyrim and a dark, gothic horror plot line with a lot of gore and monsters, similar to, say, Dark Souls or Elden Ring, mashed together. It's a good mashup, and I'm excited for more. I really liked it yesterday, and so we'll probably continue that playthrough with next week as well. So, I mean, next week, we are literally crammed for 7 straight days. We're going to be juggling, no exaggeration, like 7 different games. I'll be lucky to be able to play each game, once or twice with how much we're juggling. So the good news, though, is we're going to finish Routine. We're very close to the end of Routine. So likely we will wrap up Routine next time we play it, and that'll allow us to have a little bit of flexibility in the schedule. As you know, we're going to go through the game schedule tomorrow during the Christmas Marathon, so we'll start to know, hey, what games are actually coming out when, and then we can figure out, okay, what do we do for early January? What do we do for February, etc. Also, in addition to all of that, okay, we do have my year-end series, and we really haven't even talked about them yet, but my year-end series or my annual series, where at the end of the year or very early in the beginning of the next year, I do at least 2 countdowns. One is the top 10 most disappointing games of the year, and the other is my Game of the Year awards. I love doing those series. It's a tradition. I've been doing it literally since I started making content 17 years ago. It will continue this year. However, this year there's also been some demand. People are saying they would like me to do another new series called The Best of DSP Tries It, where we count down the best and worst moments, basically, of that show this year, because I did it so often. So we can highlight some of the best meals, some of the worst meals, and in general, just some of the best moments. It could be a funny moment or a good moment, all right? So I'm excited for that as well. Now, what am I going to do, though? It's a great question. If we're juggling 7 freaking games, how are we going to do it? We'll have to figure that out. What I'm thinking is, next week, let's just do a 7-day streaming week of games. All right? Seriously. Let's get as far as we can. Let's enjoy the games. Let's have a great time. Then, after that 7-day streaming week, maybe that first full week of January, that's when I'll start taking some night streams. And maybe we'll do a night stream as, tonight we're doing my Game of the Year Awards countdown. Tonight we're doing the Disappointing Games countdown. Tonight we're doing DSP Tries It. Maybe we'll do a few night streams that week where there'll be that instead of my normal gameplay content. Okay? That's what I'm thinking. Okay? Cool. I hope that sounds good to everybody. Very nice. Okay, so let's do some quick shout outs. And then after that, we'll basically jump into what we're going to do tomorrow, because it's kind of important that we figure out what games to check out tomorrow. I already have one that you already have suggested, and I think it's going to fit the marathon perfectly. But I think we got to take a look maybe at some of the suggestions, and we got to figure out what we're going to do, because like I said, sadly going through all these nominations, there's just not a lot to work with here that I think is really going to work and people are going to like. So we got to kind of figure it out on the fly. All right? Okay. So, good morning, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Let's do some quick shout-outs. We start off with Harvey Rodriguez, who became a member this morning. Thank you to Harvey for our first membership of the day. Appreciate that. And our first super chat of the day is from Boxy's AU. Australian 799 says, have a great holiday, DSP. Thank you so much. You as well. Happy holidays and early Merry Christmas. So $7.99 Australian is the equivalent of $5.31 American. So let's get you up on the leaderboard for our first super chat of the day. Thank you, thank you. Very nice. Okay, so how's everyone this morning? Let's say hello to everyone. Good morning to Chris, to Stuart, DBZ Anime World, Ty Fenner Wolf, Der Brocast, OG Mr. Popo, Stinson Lord, Bonos Tecmo. How you doing, man? Original Grant, Apollo. Let's see here. Girthquake, Pepe, Swaggy P, Cassie Loves Kimmy, Nothing Here, Broden, and more on YouTube. Who do we got on the kick side today? Let's see here. 1986, I Love DSP. Welcome home, Jasper, JP Leonard. Let's see. Low Life in Lights, it's a weird name. Dove Loves Dudes, Your Future Stepson, Decaf, Melee Cat, and more. All right, very good. Well, welcome everyone to the stream this morning. I hope you're ready for some chill vibes and continuing on with the holiday festivities. All right, and thanks for chilling. Thanks for being here this morning. All right, so here's the deal. The major focus of this podcast today is we got to figure out some games to play tomorrow. All right, and I get it. You know, I post up a thread, hey, everyone, please nominate games. And I post up some specific criteria. I think I should review those criteria with you because it was pretty simple. But, of course, no one listens because they want to be toxic. All right? You ready? All right, here we go. Hold on a second. Let's review. I just got a $5 tip, and it says tip of the morning to you, laughing out loud. Well, thank you. That's our first tip of the day. A $5 anonymous tip.
What's the matter? Store wouldn't take your stolen credit card?
Thank you so much for a $5 tip, anonymous tipper. I appreciate that. Happy holidays to you. And OG Mr. Popo also just became a member. Thank you for the membership, OG Mr. Popo. I appreciate that. That is $3 of support. Very good. Okay. Very nice. Good stuff. And Harvey, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that people come to my streams, they check out my content, they watch me play a game, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, you know what? That game looks pretty good. Because the thing is, a lot of the times I miss games, and then people remind me or an opportunity appears, and I come back and check something out. I mean, just take a look at some of the games we're playing right now. Like, I had heard of Mega Bonk, but I looked at it, I was like, I don't think it's for me. And then I gave it a shot, and now it's an awesome part of the rotation, you know? What about Arc Raiders that we're playing today as the daytime stream? I mean, that was a game that I completely wrote off because I said, oh, it's one of those extraction shooters and not my cup of tea. Then I try it, and now, through the interactivity and the fun we're having together, we're having a great time. So I'm glad that whenever I check something out, that sometimes it'll turn other people onto those games, and then they'll check them out for themselves. So I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying Harvey. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So as I was saying, what I want to do is I want to show you guys the thread. Okay? This is the thread that I created over 2 weeks ago here on the channel. You ready? So here it is, and as you can see, here's what I posted up. Any game that is actively available to play on PC or modern console like PS5 Pro, Switch 2, etc. is eligible, but there's a few exceptions. Exception number 1, no MMOs. Exception number 2, no lengthy RPGs where we won't pass the introduction. Exception number 3, no games that will require any emulation to play. And exception number 4, no perverted, sexualized, X-rated games. By the way, I have a typo in there. It's Christmas, for goodness sake. Now, I'll be honest with you. All right. I did forget something. Quite frankly, what I should have also done, I should have put another thing in there that said, exception number 5, no mobile games. All right. And the reason is, a lot of people think, oh, mobile games maybe today are getting bigger and bigger and they're on the table or whatever, right? But sadly, I really don't have the means, I think, to play many mobile games. I've been there, done that. Like last year we did WWE Champions, and it was fun, but it got tired. There's no reason for me to play that again. I should have put that in there, and I'll take the blame for that. I should have been more clear there because there were people who nominated some mobile games, and I'm just not going to be playing those during the Christmas event, all right? But sadly, as you're going to see, we're going to quickly go through the nominations that people came up with, and honestly, I don't think people really understood the spirit of the idea, or they were purposefully trolling, all right? Which is why today we're going to actually work together to figure out what games we're playing tomorrow, but allow me to show you what I mean, okay? So, let's scroll all the way to the bottom, where we started, okay? Tomba Special Edition. Well, to be honest, I have no idea what Tomba is, all right? But only 7 thumbs up means that not a lot of people really cared for that idea. Bramble the Mountain King. Again, not sure what that is. At least that one got over 10 likes. And the way I saw it was if something got over 10 likes, that was what I was going to consider for the event. So here's what we'll actually do. I will write down a few of these that maybe we'll have to look into, okay? Clover Pit, we already know. We've already played. Didn't really work. Smash Brothers, I mean, the only latest Smash Brothers is on Switch. And I'm not going to be playing that kind of a game, a fighting game, randomly out of nowhere. Sadly, this person put 5 different games into one post. And I actually feel like if they had done 5 separate posts, maybe they would have gotten more thumbs up. But when you post 5 games, let's say someone only wanted Black Mesa. Well, then they're probably not going to thumb this up because they don't want to thumb up the other 4 games. So that's something you got to be aware of, is that if you're actually going to nominate a game for a marathon, you should be doing it as a separate post. As you can see, none of these really even got many likes at all. Path of Exile 2 is an insanely long RPG, which is literally in the criteria. It says do not nominate that, and they did anyway. So that's good. Pizza Tower, we've already played. We actually played this a couple years ago, and it was all right, but it wasn't like groundbreakingly good, and people didn't really like it that much, so I'm not going to replay a game we've already done for a marathon. Emperor Ferbs is my moderator, and the reason that he posted those 2 games up is so everyone would thumb it up here, and then we wouldn't have to see 100 posts of that. So purposefully, we knew we're not playing Stellar Blade or Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, so that's why he posted that. I see a lot of people who are saying Dispatch. I'm going to be honest, no, a narrative-based game doesn't work for a marathon. A narrative-based game works if we all collectively decide that I'm going to play it, but for a marathon to get a taste of a game that's a narrative-based game, it doesn't work. I would like, for example, I wouldn't play The Walking Dead. I wouldn't play Guardians of the Galaxy. I wouldn't play Tales from the Borderlands during a marathon. It doesn't work, that style. So maybe I need to clarify that next time too, because honestly, it's been so long since I actually did a narrative-based game like that. It didn't even pop into my mind that people would nominate one. Quite honestly, okay? So again, that's pretty much on me, all right? Half Sword, I don't know what that is, so I'll write that down. We'll have to look into it. I don't know what Half Sword is. Obviously, Fear and Hunger we cannot play because of adult content, and Fire Emblem Engage is a RPG we're not going to play. Code Vein, not only is Code Vein an RPG, it's an RPG that we already played the beta of, no one liked it, and then people only asked me to play it later for sexual content, so I'm not playing it. I don't know what this one is. Nike or Nikkei, Goddess of Victory. I'll give it a look. Never heard of it. This one, even though it only has 8 likes, I think this is a shoo-in. Ball X Pit is a game that came out about a month or 2 ago. It's a Game Pass game. It is an indie game. And a lot of people have said it's just as popular as, say, Megabomb. So maybe that's a good one to give it a look during a marathon like this and see if it's any good for something for the future. Even if it's not good, then that's fine, right? What about Hitman Blood Money? Well, the thing is, we played that last year. If you don't remember, we actually played Hitman Blood Money upscaled during the Christmas marathon last year. And it was fun, but no one actually asked me to go back and play it over the year, which is kind of disappointing, honestly. I thought maybe someone would, but no, it didn't really happen. So I don't think we'll be doing Hitman again this year, honestly, okay? Scrolling through Super Mario Advance, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I mean, yeah, but it's probably going to be a terrible game, just like the Grinch game we played a few years ago. Again, I really wish that people would have done separate posts, because when you do this, people are not going to upvote you. Now, here's a problem. Here's one that I would like to do. All right, but we got a problem. Are you ready? Return to Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door remake. If you don't know, guys, last year, Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door had a remake. It came out, and I played it during a marathon. I actually played it for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I actually really liked it. The problem was that was on the Switch 1. And I don't think you can continue a game that you started on the Switch 1 on the Switch 2, can you? Like, they don't have a game migration or anything. Like, isn't your data stored locally? So there's no way, technically, to take that game save and go from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2. And so because of that, I don't want to replay the whole intro during a marathon. Like, I would play Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door as an actual playthrough. Like, I like the game. I've always wanted to do a playthrough of it. But I don't think that I want to replay the intro again a second time. So I would say, oh, can you? You can. Okay, Abdullah's saying you can download a save game from Switch 1 to 2. When you boot the game, it tells you. So what you're saying is I have to install Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door remake on the Switch 2, and then it will prompt me? But how will it get my save off the Switch 1? That's the problem. Like, my Switch 1 is gone. It's in storage. I'm not going to take it out and start migrating files over for tomorrow. So unless there's some kind of a cloud save, it's just not viable. You see? It's a problem with that. It's weird because, for example, Steam, Xbox, everything else is in the cloud. Just not Nintendo. They can't be bothered. So honestly, it's kind of a disappointment. All right? I wish that they were more modernized, but they're just not. Okay? So sadly, yeah, that's not going to happen. Plants vs. Zombies on Steam. I mean, I used to play Plants vs. Zombies a long, long time ago. I don't know if anyone would be interested in me trying Plants vs. Zombies. I like the game. I just don't... Like, I feel like Plants vs. Zombies is one of those games where it's fun for the player to play on, like, a mobile device or an iPad or something. I don't see that being a good stream game. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, you guys let me know. In fact, it got over 10 nominations. I'll put it on there. Hypercharge. Now, this is interesting, and I'm shocked, honestly, that more people didn't actually, like, want Hypercharged. So Hypercharged is a game that came out last Christmas. It's a game where you play as action figures doing online combat against each other, and it's kind of like Toy Story, all right? I'd be down for that, like Hypercharged Unboxed, but look, like, no one nominated it, right? It's kind of sad. I wish I would have liked to play that, but it seems like there's not a lot of interest in it. Let's see here. We already played Coin Game a year ago. That was fun, by the way. It was a great playthrough. We're not doing Cyberpunk again. That's ridiculous. Here's another one. Battlefield 6. That would never fit the criteria of the Christmas Marathon because it's a team-based shooter. I'm not going to have a team to play with. So if I play, I'm going to be jumping in solos. We're going to have, you know, difficulty having any kind of fun. It's just not worth it. See, somebody's got no nominations. Borderlands 4 is all... Oh, by the way, can we all admit now? So here we are all these months later, right? Borderlands 4, literally, it's like it never existed. That's interesting, because if you remember, before Borderlands 4, there were people who were, like, hyping it up and so excited for it and kept asking me if I was going to play it. In fact, Game Boy is one of the people who was. And then the game came out, and now no one is talking about the game at all, as if it never released. Didn't get nominated for anything at any awards. Like, it's just a total fart in the wind. Like, damn. Exactly. Mike's Jerry Coke in chat said, Borderlands is still a thing? I know. Borderlands 4. It's supposed to be the big one. I guess it flopped. I mean, I haven't heard anything about sales or anything like that. And when you don't, for supposedly a high-profile release like that, you know what that means. It means it didn't sell. It means, like, no one's talking about it. The only way that I would play Borderlands 4 is if it were, like, super cheap. And it was just like, let's jump in quick and play it for like an hour and just do the intro to see what it's like. But I'll tell you right now, it's probably going to be exactly the same as the other ones. It's going to be cringe, you know. So I'll put it on the list, but I don't think it's something that we're actually going to play. Okay. As you can see, most of these nominations got like no attention whatsoever. We can't do Final Fantasy Rebirth continuation. We're not going to continue an RPG. I already said that. We're not doing RPGs. Okay. So that's why all these are out, by the way. They're all RPGs. And none of these got any nominations. See what I mean?
Store wouldn't take your stolen credit card.
Thanks, Durbrocast. He did a €5 super chat. Let's take a look at this quickly. He says, maybe give Metroid Prime 4 another chance. I mean, why? Why give a game that we all gave our time to, right? We played it for around 4 hours, 4.5 hours. And we were all so bored, including me. We were falling asleep playing it, and I said, no, let's just do anything else. Let's go play something else. So we ended up playing Arc Raiders, right? Why on earth would I want to play that again? And listen, I want you to understand that if you like, it's 588. If you like Metroid Prime 4, that's fine. That's your own personal taste, and I'm not going to sit on here and dump on you for it. But dude, like, we tried it. It didn't work. We were all ridiculously bored. Why would I want to go back and spend time during my Christmas marathon playing that? One of the most underwhelming games of the year, right? So, yeah, I don't think so. I mean, again, I appreciate the super chat and the suggestion, but I don't think that's going to work. Okay. Let's see here. Blasphemous 2? So, isn't Blasphemous, very similar? Isn't it like a Metroidvania that's difficult and has gothic horror, i.e. it's kind of similar to Hollow Knight? That's what I thought it was, and I'm pretty sure don't I own Blasphemous 1? I think I do. So, I wouldn't be against that, but I don't think that that's something that we're going to get too far into during a Christmas marathon, but I would try it. You know what I mean? And let's see here. This is a mobile game, so that's off. And as you can see, we're about to be done with the nominations. We're done. So I think you see my point about this, right? Is sadly, we're in a situation where we just didn't get a lot of good nominations. This is what we came up with, and it's just not a ton to work with. I think what I want to do is I want to look at some of these games and just see, like, I don't know what Bramble the Mountain King is. I don't know what Half Sword is. We'll look at some of these just right now and see what they are. There we go. And we'll see if any of these are viable. But outside of that, I think what we should do is we should kind of focus in on things that maybe you guys know are newer games or games you'd like to see me try, or maybe even, hey, continue on with the current game. Maybe you want to see me do some runs in Mega Ball. Maybe you want to see me do a drop in Arc Raiders tomorrow. Like, I'm down for that, but I just want to know what you guys want rather than this, nonsense. We're not doing RPGs. We're not doing mobile games. People just nominated some of the bad stuff. It kind of sucks, right? The stuff that you know is not going to work. Let's see here. So I got 500 kicks from Dvakin, who says, you are smacking your lips at every sentence. Are you using flavored lip balm? No, I'm not smacking my lips, and I'm not using lip balm. I don't know where you guys are coming up with this. I've listened to my own videos back, like the daily rap and stuff. That's not happening. It must be some new detractor meme. I don't care. So thanks for 500 kicks. Okay. Like, I have literally listened back to my videos. I've listened back to my setup video where I was showing you off my new setup here. I listened back to the daily rap quite a few times in the last week. It's just not happening. You're literally hearing things. There's no smacking sound going on at all. In fact, look, do I look like I'm smacking my lips? If anything, maybe the one time that I do it is maybe if I take a sip of water like this. There you go, see? And then we're done. So nice try. Anyway. So, cool. So here's the thing. Let's look at some of these games. What is this Bramble? Bramble the Mountain King. A grim adventure set in a world inspired by dark Nordic fables. Explore a beautiful yet dangerous and twisted land of Bramble in your endeavor to rescue your sister. Huh. How does it play? It's all like CGI. It's hard to figure out how the game plays. Is it a point and click? Is it a platformer? Special promotion. Offer ends January 5th. Only $6. They're all Nordic folklore monsters. What do you think? It's like Limbo, Ori, or Little Nightmares. I'd be okay checking this out. All right, let's add that to cart. That sounds pretty unique. I don't know if we would play the full playthrough, but just to give it a look tomorrow. What is Half Sword? Half Sword. It's not out yet. There's a tech demo. A physics-based medieval combat simulator featuring historically accurate 15th century arms and armor. We're not afraid to show the brutal nature of medieval combat with in-depth blood and gore. Oh, man. Oh, that's very festive. That's very festive for Christmas, right? Yeah. Just disembowel people. Sadly, it's not out. We could do the tech demo, I guess. But that's about all we could do. I'll tilt the download. But I guess we could check out the tech demo, but it might only be a few minutes, right? Is it really? The villain says this next one is a mobile game.
Store wouldn't take your stolen credit card.
Yeah, it's not on here. All right, so if that's a mobile game, then that's out. Okay. Ball X Pit is a shoo-in. I already have it on Game Pass. So absolutely positively we can play Ball X Pit. I'm totally okay with that. So all right, Ball X Pit is, I guess, would be in the running. Plants vs. Zombies is so freaking old. Seriously. Replanted? Did they remake it? Yeah, it's the classic Plants vs. Zombies Inglorious HD. And they have now re-released it. Oh, wow. Whoa, mixed reviews. So they redid it, because remember, the original game actually wasn't even in HD. I would say it's expensive. Dude, Plants vs. Zombies is really old. Like, really old? Why are they charging $16 for it? No exaggeration, I played Plants vs. Zombies on my iPad in, like, 2012. Okay? It's 2025. Why are they charging this for simply a HD upgrade? That now I understand maybe why these reviews are mixed, right? I guess that makes sense. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that I can't afford it or anything. I'm just saying that seems like a steep price tag for the game. And by the way, it's fun. It's fun when you get new units and you're playing with them and stuff. But again, I feel like this might be a game that's fun for me to play by myself. I don't know if this is for an audience. Then again, if we're going to do it, I guess doing it during the Christmas marathon makes more sense. Does it not? I'm okay. Yeah, I know. Micro Hourly says it was 99 cents upon its mobile release. Well, now you can kind of understand why people probably have mixed reviews. They probably saw this come out and they were like, dude, why are they charging, $20 for a freaking 15-year-old game, right? Especially if it's just the game. It looks like it's the first game. It really is just the first game. Because remember, they had a sequel, they had expansions, and this is just the first game. Yeah, 2009 Game of the Year edition. 16 years ago. Wow. All right, if you guys want this, I'll play it. The HD textures were generated with AI. I'll add it to cart. Okay, what else? I'm just curious. Borderlands 4. It's still $56. There's no way I'm giving these guys $56 for this game. There's just no chance in hell. Here, I was born in 1962, obviously. Seriously, like, there's zero chance I'm spending that much money on this. And they think that's a steal, too. They're like, oh, yeah, look at this special. No. How much you want to bet if you went to the third-party sites? This is like $20. Because no one's playing this or talking about this at all. It was supposedly, compared to previous outings, it was a humongous flop disappointment in sales. So, nah, I'm not spending $56 on this. They don't deserve it. Absolutely not. So we'll just delete that right now. How about Blasphemous 2? It is $10. Not so bad. Came out 2 years ago. Yep, it's basically like Castlevania, right? It's a Metroidvania. It's Castlevania with, gothic horror. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to trying that. Especially because, now that I've played Silksong, I feel like there may be demand for me to play more of this style of game. As long as people will care and show up and engage and support with it, and that's the question. Would people show up for another Metroidvania. Or we are in a situation where, like, you know, people are just tired of Metroidvanias because I just played one of the longest ones ever. Thank you, Vassal. I'm going to do a couple shout outs in just a second. I would say I'm down for Blasphemous 2. Okay. So right now, we have Bramble the Mountain King. Wait, what was Half Sword? How did I forget Half Sword already? Oh, that was the tech demo. I think we have 5 games right now. I think we have more than enough. Seriously, I think between these 5 games, so Bramble the Mountain King, the Half Sword tech demo, Ball X Pit, Plants vs. Zombies HD, I guess I'll specify HD, and Blasphemous 2, that's enough games for tomorrow to check out, because we're also going to be doing the schedule update. We're going to have guests on the show. We're going to have a good time. I think that's good. And then if anything else comes up, like, for example, let's say you guys are like, oh, just do a run in Mega Bonk, or, you know, hey, will you do Arc Raiders for a little bit? Yeah, I would do that. So there you go. I think we figured it out. And in this case, we avoided the nonsense of some of those games that were nominated. Okay. Good stuff. All right, we're good to go. I just got to check that out. So, cool. Thank you guys for helping me there. Actually, that went a lot more smoothly than I actually thought it was going to go. And Grandmaster Scrub says, well, can we toss in some dumb Christmas games as well to sprinkle it in? Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. So whatever you want to do tomorrow. Tomorrow, if we want to just dick around and play crappy games too, we could do that. Like, that's kind of the spirit of the Christmas event. It doesn't have to be ultra serious. It could just be us hanging out, having a good time, enjoying the holidays together. It's not, oh, this is a serious marathon where you must play 5 to 7 games. You know what I'm saying? So I'm down for that. Okay. Let me take a look. I might as well just check out right now, all right? Get these games. There we go. Okay, install all content. There we go. All right, it's installing right now. Good stuff. I got to uninstall a lot of these games that I'm not playing anymore. Seriously, I got a bunch of games installed that I'm not touching. I'll do that later. There's a lot on there. Damn, there's a lot I got to uninstall. All right, cool. Let's do some shout-outs. So, The Villain, EXE, $5 super chat. He says, Nikkei is a mobile game like the Horse Girl game. And I appreciate you telling me that because I didn't know anything about it. So thank you for the super chat. And no, we're not playing that. Vassild, how are you today? Happy holidays to you. A 1313 super chat from Vassild. And he says, afternoon DSP, I love the shirt. Yes. Continuing on with my silly attire for Christmas week here. Good to see you, Vassild. Thanks for swinging by and supporting. Let's see here. Okay. La 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 la. All right. Okay, so what do you mean Bloodstained missed? Oh, Bloodstained? Oh, well, we did Blasphemous 2 instead of Bloodstained. Aren't they similar? Bloodstained is the same style of game, is it not? Like, Bloodstained was another spiritual successor to Castlevania, for what I'm to understand. So I'm gonna uninstall some of these games right now. Try to get, not to say that I'm low on hard drive space or anything, but you know, I do have quite a lot of games installed that I'm never playing. So I should totally uninstall them. There we go. Wow. There's a ton. Let's see. Probably not playing this. Yep. Get rid of all these. Sheesh. All these Five Nights at Freddy's games we never went back to. I said that I would. I said that I would go back and try them out, but we never got back to them. Okay. You know, we could also do some Balatro. You know what? I would like to do some Balatro. How about that? I'm going to throw that on there. I'm throwing Balatro on there simply because that's a game, if you remember, I played it during Christmas last year. I liked it, and we ended up playing it more over January, but then we kind of like, all right. It's been a long time. So I feel like we should go back to Balatro and do like a run in that tomorrow, a couple runs. That'd be fun, just for variety's sake, okay? There you go. So Bloodstained is more like Symphony of the Night. Blasphemous is more like Dark Souls meets Castlevania. So they're the same. Okay, got it. All right. So tomorrow for the Christmas Marathon, some optional games we have here. Bramble the Mountain King, the Half Sword Tech Demo, Ball X Pit, Plants vs. Zombies HD, which is called Replanted, Blasphemous 2, and Balatro. Those are the games that we can play tomorrow and hopefully enjoy. It should be a good variety style of gameplay if we even get to all of them, because like I said, remember, tomorrow there is no pressure whatsoever. It is a very chill vibe, a very chill atmosphere. We're not in any rush to get through any amount of any game or anything like that. We're going to be doing this gaming schedule update. I'm going to have some drinks. Some guests are going to come on. It's more laid back. It is not, ultra serious, must play 10 games kind of a deal. All right? Okay. Okay. No, listen. Tojo says, I checked your save file does carry over from a Switch 2. Trust. Yes, but don't you have to migrate it? Yeah, because Nintendo does not have cloud saving, right? To my knowledge, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Nintendo does have cloud saving, but I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware of them having the cloud saving feature. So, like, I would have to carry it over, migrate it over by using my old Switch 1 and then the Switch 2. I'm not going to do that. Okay. All right, well, everyone, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Thanks for helping me figuring that out. Now it sounds like tomorrow's marathon will be great. What about Christmas Eve? Like, what do you guys want to do? On Christmas Eve, I'm down to just hang out and just talk. But obviously, if you guys want to do some game runs and stuff, we could do that too. Maybe we'll actually find some good stuff like tomorrow and want to play more of it on Christmas Eve. It could be. You never know, right? I don't know what we're going to be doing. You're loving the Sims style music today. Well, this is just the Roland royalty-free music library. We're still on the Happy Mix. We've been on the Happy Mix for a couple of days now. I figured for Christmas week we should do happy music. But we could always go over to chill vibes or exciting or epic or whatever you guys want. If you wanted me to change it up, we could do that too. Okay. What time does the Christmas Eve stream start? It's going to be like a normal stream. So I'll probably jump on between 11:15 and 11:30, and we're just going to hang out. Like I said, there's no podcast or anything. It's just us chilling. So, yeah. Yeah, no Christmas Lego. Stuart says, where's the Christmas Lego at? Well, here's the thing. They do have Christmas Lego. I actually was looking into it, and they have some Christmas Legos that I could have gotten. They have like a nice wreath with a candle and stuff. But we tried that, if you remember, many months ago. We did a Lego build during a marathon that was Minecraft. And honestly, people just didn't like the Minecraft Lego build during the marathon. I think that the Lego builds work better when we do them as streams over the course of time, once a week. Like, for example, I showed you the Mario Lego that I have, right? Let me show you again. giant box out of my office. Okay. This will be our next Lego build. The Mario and Yoshi Super Mario World Lego build, which I got with all my other stuff when I was upgrading the studio. It's huge. It's going to be great. It's going to fit in the background there next to the frame. I think it's going to look really nice. Or maybe I can even put it like right here on the table, perhaps. But it takes a long time. This thing's like 1,000 pieces, I think. 1,200 pieces. So this would likely end up taking 3 or 4 night streams. So we will likely, maybe in January, start doing a weekly, chill with Phil Lego nights, where we just hang out and we build Legos. It'll be better now because now I have a better setup. I have more space to do it here. And actually, I'll have glasses and everything. The camera angle actually will be better because now my camera is at a different position. You'll be able to see me doing it better too. So it'll be nice. But we'll probably start those, like I said, over the course of January. For a marathon, how on earth would I build something like that? And even if it was a smaller build, like I said, that Minecraft build we did was like 700 pieces? And it was fun to do, don't get me wrong, but it takes like 3 hours. And people don't want to just sit there for 3 hours, especially after the Black Friday marathon where we sat there for 3 hours and buying stuff. I don't think people want to sit around for 3 hours doing that. They want to move around. They want to have a guest. They want to play a game. They want to have a drink. They want to have some food. Keep it moving. Keep it exciting. And that's going to be the goal tomorrow, is to try to keep it more exciting and flowing between topics and stuff rather than it just being one thing for like 3-4 hours. Okay. In fact, I would argue probably the longest segment tomorrow will end up being the schedule update. Even that shouldn't take longer than an hour, hour and a half tops to get through, I think. So, okay. Go. I got boxes all over the floor. I got to get them out of here later. Okay. How many Lego sets have we built? Let's see. So over the course of this year, what was the very first one that we did? Was it the piranha plant? No, that was the third one we did, and that one was really good. What was the first Lego that we did? The second one we did was Minecraft. Oh, we did the succulent plant one. I bought one at the end of last year. It was on like a sale, like a Black Friday kind of a deal. At the end of last year, it was the succulent plants. I forgot all about that. Okay. And that was kind of an experiment to see if people would be interested in me building Legos. And to see if people would come by and chill and support the streams. So we did that for 3 streams and we wrapped it up. And I said, all right, let's give it a break. And then we did the Minecraft build. Then we gave it a break. And then we did the piranha plant build. The piranha plant is the best out of all of them. The piranha plant looks great in the background and everything. Like if it's like right there. So yeah, that was fun. So we did 3. We did 3 over the course of this year. Yep. But none of them were huge. I think the piranha plant was like 700 pieces, as opposed to this Mario one's going to be over 1,200. So it's going to be a bigger task for sure. Abdullah says Battlefield 6 has a winter conquest mode. You play in a snow-themed map and you get frostbite as you maneuver the map. That's great. That's great. Good for Battlefield. I hope people enjoy it. I don't play Battlefield. It's a team-based shooter, and I don't play team-based shooter games, so I'm not going to play it. If anything, I think I really misunderstood Arc Raiders because I didn't know that Arc Raiders could be played solo the way I'm playing it. I thought Arc Raiders was supposed to be like team-based extraction shooter, and I was wrong. It's a solo-based game, and it works well. Oh, Base Doomslayer says he has 2 different Tails Lego sets that he really likes. That's right. I did see Sonic the Hedgehog Legos at the Lego store. I went there with my wife recently, and we were looking at the Legos. I forgot about that. What's going on, your future stepdad? Happy holidays to you. How you doing today? Wing said you should play with him 2 up on RedSec. RedSec, the Battle Royale mode of Battlefield. No. I don't play Battlefield. I don't play it, and I have no desire to play it. It's nice that he wants to play, but sadly, he wants to play a game that I'm not playing and I'm not interested in. You know, again, if I were to play anything, I would play Call of Duty again. But even then, Call of Duty didn't work. You guys were bored of it and told me to stop playing it, so I did. I'm not going to forcefully interject, you know, a game back into the schedule, especially one that we've tried and it didn't work. Would I do a Lego giveaway? What do you mean by that? What Lego would I be giving away exactly? Well, whoever tipped $1.20 yesterday, and for some reason that tip got frozen, the tip has now been unfrozen, so thank you for that. I can count it for today's stream. However, when they unfreeze a tip on PayPal, they don't send me the information of the tip. So I literally have no idea who sent it or what your message was, and I apologize for that. I don't know why PayPal periodically grab certain tips. Also, this is so stupid. It's $1.20. It wasn't like, oh, someone sent me $100 and they suspect fraud. It's $1. And that's the one they chose to freeze, and now I don't see your message. So I apologize for that, obviously. It's really stupid. That's how PayPal works sometimes. Sorry about that. Is it possible to do a speedrun of Sonic the Hedgehog? Yes. I'm fairly sure that people have done speedruns of Sonic the Hedgehog. Yes, I'm sure it's possible. Can I wear the lit hat that lights up tomorrow? Oh, the Let's Get Lit hat? I'd have to find it. I do think it's buried in there somewhere in like one of the Christmas bags, but I'm not sure exactly which one. And I think the batteries were dying, so, you know, I like the hat, but I don't know. Plus, it basically doesn't record very well on camera because it's like, you know, old style lights and they kind of like blow out the camera. But I mean, if you remind me, maybe I'll look for it. I'm not gonna look for it now. I got a bunch of boxes on the floor here. I gotta clear up my my office so I have room and I can easily get in the closet again, because right now I'm just like blocked in by these giant boxes. Oh, you think he was asking me to do a speed run of Sonic? Well, he should have asked me. He didn't ask me for a speed run. He said, "Is it possible to speed run Sonic?" And I said, "Yeah, I think it is possible." He didn't say, "Is it possible for you to speed run Sonic?" You got to be more specific. I'm answering the question that was presented to me. Drinks welcome. He's his first time catching a DSP live. Many hours spent at work. I've been enjoying your gameplay. Thanks for making content digestible to audio-only listeners. Yeah, that is one thing about my content, particularly when I play a game where there's not spoken dialogue. I will read the dialogue from like the text box or the narration box, like an RPG, etc. I will do that. I always have. And it's because, well, number one, the whole point is I'm trying to entertain you. If I'm just sitting here and there's text on the screen, I don't read it, it's kind of like I'm not doing my job, I feel. And number two, over the years, I have had many different viewers from all walks of life, all around the world. And I actually had some sight-impaired viewers, and they would particularly tune into playthroughs like my Phoenix Wright playthrough and stuff like that, because I was one of the few YouTubers who would actually read all the dialogue so they could understand the game. Like, they would tune into other YouTubers who would play the games, and it would just be silence. And they would commentate every once in a while. I can't, how am I supposed to follow the game? I don't know what the text is. So I've always read all the text in games. However, to be frank, because I'll be honest, sometimes it's a double-edged sword. For example, I remember, you know, back in the day when I was playing Phoenix Wright, for the first time, by the way, I lost my voice. There was so much dialogue and text to read that it was just, I lost my voice after like 3 or 4 streams of it, and I had to come back to it later when I got it back, and it obviously hindered all my other content. So I don't necessarily play a lot of the text-heavy games these days, but the other good news is that most of these games these days are actually narrated. So that's a good thing, I feel. And that is true too, Drinks. There's tons of people who listen to content on YouTube as background noise. They're not actively sitting there staring at every moment. Right now, this podcast, I would almost guarantee you the majority of people who watch the Level 1 podcast play it while they're doing something else. Why? Do you want to stare at this ugly mug all day? This one? Look at this. Just hold on a second here. You ready? Do you want to look at this face up close for an hour and a half every podcast? This face. Hold on. Let me rephrase this. Do you want to look at this face up close every podcast? This face here? Ah! No, no one does. Even I don't want to look at myself up close, that close. So, you know, that's what I mean. Most people probably listen to the show as background noise, and that's cool. I'm down with that. Having an audience for a podcast and they like listening to it as part of their daily routine when, you know, keeps you occupied when you're doing other stuff. That's cool. That means it serves its purpose, right? So I'm happy to hear that you're enjoying it like that, and thanks for listening and or watching or both. Very nice. It's a song. What is this background music right now? What is going on? All right. Yes, I just snorted a line. You're correct. That's exactly what happened. I leaned over and I just snorted cocaine right off of my desk. That's what I do. Lines of snow, lines of blow during the holidays. No, I don't do drugs. But nice try. Jade, what's up? He says, sometimes I'm playing Rivals and I'm watching you in the background. There you go. Good to see you, Jade. It's the music on the show. What is this music? This really sounds like an old school game soundtrack, honestly. Wonder what this track is called. Medium upbeat 16-bit beat. It's funny. Here, you know what? I've been liking the ones that sound like 8-bit or 16-bit music, so I'm going to like this one. And I think that adds it to my favorites for the future. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to amass a playlist of the royalty-free music that's like the kind of chiptunes bit music. And we're going to play that as a playlist later. Got to get to that, though. Okay. Oh, stop that. Everyone knows I don't play favorites with my viewers. I don't have favorite viewers anywhere, anything like that. Stop that nonsense right now. Did I ever listen to the singer Michelle Branch? The name sounds familiar. Wasn't she like one of those one-hit wonders at one point? Let me see. What song did she make? Let's see. Santana collab? I didn't know about that. No, I guess not. I don't recognize any of these songs. All You Wanted, Breathe, Are You Happy Now, Everywhere, Leave the Pieces and You Set Me Free. No, I don't think I know these songs at all. Maybe I don't know her then. Like I said, probably I probably saw like her in a music video a million years ago. That's what I'm thinking. Like a million years ago, I probably saw it. But I don't remember anything. The name sounds familiar, but her face and songs don't sound familiar. The name sounds familiar for some reason. Yeah. What is her hit song? Which one was her hit song? I don't know what her hit song was. Here, what is Michelle Branch's biggest hit? Everywhere and All You Wanted from her debut album, The Spirit Room. Pop rock staples. Everywhere peaking at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100. Oh, I don't not remember that. Everywhere? How does it go? Obviously I can't play it on the stream. I'll get in trouble. How does it go? There. Everywhere. Maybe if I share the lyrics. Michelle Branch, Everywhere lyrics. Oh, okay, yes. 'Cause you're everywhere to me. And when I close my eyes, it's you I see. You're everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Okay, now I remember this song. Now I remember that song. That's the only song of hers that I know. Okay, yeah. All right. It took way too long for me to figure that out because, again, she's kind of, for me, that's like a one-hit wonder. I probably heard her song on the radio a bunch. That's the only song that I know of hers. Okay, got it. Why did you ask me about Michelle Branch all of a sudden? Yeah, what a tangent. Oh, I know that one too, yeah. All You Wanted. If you want to, I can save you. I can take you away from here. Yeah, I remember that song. It's like, so lonely inside, so busy out there, and all you wanted was somebody who cares. Yeah, I remember that song. Catchy. That's catchy radio music, you know? But it's not notable. Like, I never bought the album. I never listened to it outside of what was played on the radio. Yeah, I got her confused with that Vanessa Carlton. Isn't Vanessa Carlton the one who played the piano? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay. No, I'm not a merch guy. I'm not a merch guy. I don't care about merchandise, okay? At all. So because of that, I don't talk about it. You know, like I had a merch store last year, very limited time. We had one run of product. That was it. It was like I put it up around Christmas time and it ran for about a month to 2 months. I sold about probably 50 items, you know, made a little bit of money. After that, didn't really care. Didn't really want to keep designing clothing or working on it or anything like that. You know, so yeah, so I didn't care about it. And then the store shut down because I stopped talking about it. I stopped making product for it. It didn't sell anything. So they shut it down because they were like, you know, why are we going to keep this open and pay for the web hosting when you're not doing anything with it? So for the record, it's a fake 50 sub bomb here on YouTube. It's a 50 member bomb. You're going to see pop-ups, I guess, popping up here. Then again, we might have stifled it. We might have been able to stop it. Okay, never mind. We were able to stop it. But if you got a membership, congratulations. You'll still keep it, and you still get all the features, but basically I don't get paid for it. They basically stole from YouTube. It is what it is. Okay. Yeah. That's the thing, like with the merch stuff, people had wanted merch for years, because I used to have merch, and I did actively, you know, work with people to design merch for about 2-3 years. And then it kind of fell off and whatever. And then all of a sudden last year, people were like, oh, could you do it again? And I found a company that would work with me. And we opened the store and we're making good sales for about 2 months. And then after that, even the store was like, hey, do you have any new designs or anything? I was like, no, I'm not a graphic designer. You know, I don't really think we're going to sell that much, so I don't want to invest in paying someone to design art for the clothing or whatever. So basically, after about, I'd say probably was like February, March, we stopped selling merch, and then it just sat there unused for like 6 months, and then they closed it. I was like, I don't care. So it's that simple. Okay. What else you guys want to talk about? We got a little bit of extra time here. If you tag me in either chat, we can talk a little bit further. Well, that's funny. I didn't know. I'm sure that there's knockoff crap all over the internet. Someone says they bought like these really crappy knockoff stickers of me as cartoons, you know, probably defamatory stickers. I'm sure there's crap all over the internet like that. You know, there's nothing you can really do. You're not going to go after people for doing dumb shit. But, you know, it's just stupid. Waste of time. Okay. Someone did a $2 tip, says Humble Bundle has an ultimate content creator studio bundle. It gives you a ton of royalty-free music and sound effects for the stream. $7,000 and stuff for $25. You can get rid of the subscription. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. Do you really believe that you're going to be able to buy all of those songs in perpetuity for like $25? I don't. I don't believe that at all. The things that let you use something are active subscriptions. Like make no bones about it. If I were to stop subscribing right now to the Roland Music Library, I would expect that all these videos that I'm making with the Roland Music will be claimed. Not kidding. The thing is, I don't care because right now, I'm going to get the vast majority of my views on content when it comes out. Yes, maybe there's a few residual views over the years, you know, after, but who's going to watch the podcast from December 22nd, 2025 in 2027? No one, right? So who cares for the pennies that I'll lose if I decide not to subscribe to the Roland Bridgecast Music Library in 2027? Now, if I spend $25 and I get all of this music, what's to stop someone from claiming it? I don't believe that at all. Honestly, I think subscription model is safer than outright purchasing this kind of music. I don't trust outright purchasing it at all. I just don't. And I'm not even saying it's the person selling the music that's at fault. It's YouTube. Like, YouTube is the problem. What is this song? What in the holy hell? Ragtime. Thumbs down to ragtime music. And let's go to the next song. Okay. Seriously. Thumbs down to ragtime music. Okay. So, what was I saying? I got distracted. Literally, that distracted the hell out of me. What was I saying before the ragtime music? Oh, the royalty-free music. Yeah, so I just don't trust YouTube's system at all. Its Content ID system. That if I buy tracks outright and I try to use them, that it's not going to claim them anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, if anyone ever loaded that music into YouTube, it doesn't matter if they try to sell it later, YouTube's not going to care. With a subscription, YouTube can check with the music library subscription service and say, oh, okay, you're part of it, which is actually what they've done on this channel. So, as you know, it was about a week and a half ago, I subscribed to the Roland Music Library, and basically, now I'm good. In the entire week and a half since I got that linked, basically one track got claimed. And the tracks that immediately got hit last week, I disputed them, and they've all been cleared up. So I got the rights back to my videos. But that's because I'm a part of the subscription. As opposed to, how are you going to prove that you bought music on a Humble Bundle? How are you going to prove that? Show them your receipt? They're like, that's great. What does that mean? As opposed to me, I'm actively right now registered with Roland. I'm on their database, and my YouTube channel's ID is linked to the Roland database. So YouTube can check to make sure I'm actually approved to use the music I'm using. as opposed to, oh, I bought the music and now supposedly I have the rights to it. You see, I just don't feel like buying music outright like that is ever going to work. I feel like the subscription services through big companies are safer. So that's probably what I'll adhere to. Like, I like the rolling catalog right now. Maybe in a few months I'll get bored of it and I'll want to do a different one. Then maybe I'll look into others. But for now, I like what I'm doing. Like, to be honest, this all happened so quickly. Me getting the Bridgecast and realizing there's a music library and all that. To be honest with you, maybe next year, around this same time of year, maybe I'll look into a service that has holiday music. A service that has like Halloween and Christmas music that's royalty free and I can subscribe. I might do that then. Okay? Because I think it would have been nice to have holiday music right now. I just didn't have enough time to really work on one and find one. And I understand, like, some people, oh, it's the holidays. Why are you just playing generic music? You're right. I just didn't have time this year because everything was rushed. But maybe next year I'll have more time to put more effort into it and we'll have Christmas music. I'd be down for that. Okay? What will I do for the next marathon? I have no idea. We haven't even had a thought about it yet, have we? No. Next marathon likely will be late January. I think having them at the end of the month works well. But I don't know what we'll do. I have no clue. Because remember, we're going to do them either end of the month or first week of the next month because my birthday is the first week of April. Obviously, July 4th, Independence Day, which is now our Indivestance Day, which is really cool that we're doing that. So that's going to be July 4th. So at one point, we'll have to push it from last week of the month back to the first week of the next month again. Okay? But I have no idea what we'll be doing for the next marathon yet. I'm going to get through the Christmas stuff before we figure it out. I did play Silent Hill 2 Remake last year. It was great. It was my game of the year. That good of a game, man. I loved it. Absolutely thought it was the best game last year. What's my go-to trio for Chrono Trigger? Oh, it depends. I like so much of the cast. I think I like Frog and Chrono. But then, I mean, Luca is insanely good. Ayla can be good. I just like them all. I really don't have a favorite team. No Code Oink, you are not a member. You are not a member right now. Jason, can we do some old school jazz? Jazz is available in Happy. There's like 3 or 4 categories where jazz is available. We could do some jazz exclusive and see what's in the catalog. I'm curious what kind of jazz there'll be for tonight's Power Wash Simulator 2 stream. Power Wash Simulator 2 has no music, so we play the royalty-free music the whole time, and it ends up sounding better. I really liked Chronos The New Dawn. Yes, I did, although there were parts of it that I thought were really difficult. Overall, I thought it was a great game. I was very pleased. I liked it tons better than Silent Hill F. I thought Silent Hill F was an underwhelming disappointment. Of course, we're still in the podcast, Big Mac. It's not even 1 p.m. yet. The Girthquake I already explained, but let me re-explain. This week is a shortened week because of the holidays, all right? So basically, today it is Arc Raiders, and tonight it is Power Wash. Tomorrow we're doing a variety of games for Christmas. Christmas Eve, we have a chill stream. I don't even know what we're doing. We can do whatever. But gameplay will resume, like regular gameplay streams resume on Friday. No, excuse me, Saturday. And it's going to be a 7-day week. And that week, we're going to do a little of everything, including Expedition 33, Pokemon Legends ZA DLC continuing, Tainted Grail, Arc Raiders, Mega Bong. We're going to finish Routine. We're going to do Power Wash Simulator 2. And there is always the possibility that one of these games that we're actually going to try during the Christmas marathon also will be fun and stick. So we're going to have a ridiculous amount of content next week in the 7 days that I'll be streaming to end the year and start the new year. All right. So expect it. I just don't know specifically what day we're doing what yet, but next week is when we're going to get back to the regular scheduled stuff. Because I'm getting people asking me, oh, what happened? No Expedition 33 this week? What happened? No Pokemon this week? Hey, I liked Tainted Grail yesterday. When are you going back to that? It's all resuming next week. Okay? All right, first of all, shout out to Big Mac. Big Mac gifted a membership to the community. Thank you, Big Mac, for that. And then Your Future Stepdad just gifted 2 subs. Thank you so much to Your Future Stepdad. Thank you for that. Our first subs of the day, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you, thank you. Jade, I still say I want to try Call of Duty with the new setup. I want to try Call of Duty because now I have surround sound headphones and I bought a new actual gaming keyboard and mouse. Unlike the old one that I had that was Logitech, that one was okay, but this is actually like, both of these things are highly rated. This Razer mouse that I got, it's the Viper V2. Hold on. It would help if I could read anything, which I can't anymore. The Viper V3 Pro gaming mouse. And this is a Asus ROG, is it Azeroth? Azoth. The Asus ROG Azoth gaming keyboard. So both of these are ridiculously well-rated gaming, keyboard mice. And I would love to try it with a game like Call of Duty. I would. But I think the problem is Call of Duty is no one likes it this year. So even if I play well, even if everything is amazing, people might still be like, this game sucks, which they wouldn't be wrong. So I would like to do a one-off stream of Call of Duty with this stuff. Wait a minute. How about this? Wait a minute. Why don't we do some of that on Christmas Eve? I'd be down for that. You guys want on Christmas Eve? Do you want to play a little bit of Call of Duty, test the new stuff, see if it's any good? I'd be okay with that. That'd be something different to do. Not the whole Christmas Eve stream. Maybe an hour or 2. Yeah. Why don't we do that? All right. See, this is why I love the podcast, man. We talk, we come up with these cool interactive ideas. That was perfect. Christmas Eve, let's chill for a bit, and then we'll try Call of Duty with the new keyboard, mouse, and surround sound headphones, and we'll see what happens. Done deal. Absolute done deal. 100%. I'm down for that. Let's go. Yes. See that? That's what I'm talking about, man. This is why I love hanging out with you guys every day. We come up with the best ideas. And even if it sucks, it's okay. We tried it. We'll try it once. We'll see how it is with the new setup. Because I haven't tried any of the new... I haven't tried it... Well, I did try it once with the monitor. But I still had the old keyboard, mouse, and I didn't have surround sound. So let's just go all out, right? There you go. All right. All right, well, we're nearing the end of the show. Everyone right now on the stream, if you're liking the content, if you like the chill vibes, the holiday festive stuff we're doing here, please give the stream a like, okay? Please give the stream a like. It helps a lot. The engagement really does. Please support the stream by liking the stream, all right? If you're watching this on demand after the fact and you love the podcast, please give the podcast a like. Please leave some comments on the podcast for engagement. This stuff helps the channel a lot, and I appreciate everyone who does that. You guys have been amazing. Again, this last month or so, engagement has been so high on the channel. Views are up. Overall watch time is up. Likes are up. Support is up. Everything is up. This month has been great. Let's keep the momentum rolling through the end of the year. Jared switched 7004. Just became a member. Thank you to Jared. Thank you so very much for the membership. That gets us up to $50 of support on this stream. Thank you so much. Awesome. Okay. Are you kidding me? Did I have a good 2025? I didn't have a good 2025. I had the best year as a creator this year since the days back in the day when I was a prominent and well-liked YouTuber. Seriously. This year, complete about face, where I was able to get out of crappy drama content to start doing what I love, to show that you can be dedicated to what you want to do and to stick true to yourself and your morals and your values and still be successful. And now I got a big turnaround where I have a whole new audience who's checking me out. I'm hitting the algorithm. People are seeing me in their suggested videos again. It's great. Absolutely 1,000,000%. Everything right now, I have no complaints whatsoever. Zero. Everything is great. See, I can even, when I'm clearing my throat, I can actually mute the mic now. That's what I've been doing all day. You haven't heard any throat clears because I mute it every time I clear it now. How awesome is that? Thank you. Nothing here says happy for you, my dude. I appreciate that. Face Doomslayer says good to hear. Thank you. I mean, again, content-wise, this is the best I've been in so many years. Seriously, like I'm just, and you know, the only way to go is up at this point. Like I got the setup I need to put out the best content I've ever made. I've got the flexibility to do anything we want to do on any given stream, right? Like and by the way, for the record, I have some ideas for new content. I'm working on it right now. It's not something that I'm ready to reveal or talk about yet, but I have ideas for new content that I think would be great that people might enjoy. But you know, it's in development. So you know me, I'm the kind of guy, I don't like to overpromise and then underdeliver after the fact. I'm the kind of guy that I don't want to drop anything on you till I'm ready, because then what happens is, what if it doesn't happen? Everyone's disappointed. But I am not just sitting here being stagnant, being complacent. I've got ideas. I'm working on them, and I'll let you know when they're going to come to fruition. But I think that you're going to like some of the stuff that I have, you know, that I have in the pipeline working. Okay? Very good. Jade, it's all good. That was a great suggestion. He says, thanks for Call of Duty. Sorry I had to ask about Call of Duty. I miss shooting games. It's all good. Like, that was a great time to ask because we were looking for something to do during Christmas Eve, and that makes sense. It's a day where we're just hanging out. It doesn't really matter what I play. That would be fine to try it. I mean, that's as much of a game test as an equipment test as well, equipment setup test. So that'll be fun. Yes, we are going to order food tomorrow during the Christmas marathon. I have no idea what we're going to order. We haven't even really talked about it, honestly. We've been very busy and very, honestly stressed a little bit around the holidays here. So my wife and I haven't had a chance to really discuss it. We'll probably try to figure it out tonight. Ooh. What are you talking about? What if my wife has to cook what? What are you speaking of? Huh? We're not cooking tomorrow. But trust me, we're going to do a ton of cooking. Christmas Day, we're cooking both a big elaborate breakfast and a dinner. And it's going to be a lot of work and cleanup. So we're not cooking the other days. We're going to order out tomorrow. And we always traditionally order out for Christmas Eve. We always do that. All right, guys. So last chance. If you want to tag me in a chat and ask me a question before we take a break, and then we jump into Arc Raiders for today. Today, by the way, for the goal here, because I know some people may have joined, I talked about this right at the beginning of the stream. Arc Raiders goal today, I want to try to get these items. They're called Sentinel probes or something. I want to try to get these, and apparently you do them on the blue, not the blue bridge. It's something, the last map we dropped at when we played Arc Raiders on Friday, I want to drop there again until we figure out where this supposed turret is that drops the Sentinel probe, and I want to be able to go there and gather them. So that's our goal for today. We might just drop there a million times to try to figure this out. Blue Gate, that's what it's called? Okay. We'll probably drop on Blue Gate a bunch. I want to get that done. Once I get those probes, all we got to do is get gears, and apparently the gears are way easier to get. And then we can actually do the bench crafting. We can make an amazing weapon. So that's my goal for today. Let's just focus on that today and hopefully get that done, right? Jade, I'll see you tonight for Power Wash. Sounds good. Did I ever have a real Christmas tree? If you mean an actual real living tree, yes. I think once or twice when I was a kid, my parents got one. Smells amazing, right? I love having that natural, pine smell in the house. But it is messy. It makes a bit of water and sap and the needles start coming off. And it was, I remember, like, I think we did it twice, and it was a pain. And my mom was like, never again, back to the fake tree. Oh, Sylvania says, we do a crab feast for Christmas Eve. Do you do any seafood specialty for the holidays? No. The tradition in my family was Christmas Eve, we go out and we get Asian food of some sort. It usually was Chinese food, because one of my dad's favorite Christmas movies of all time is A Christmas Story. And you remember in that movie, their Christmas is ruined when the Bumpus Hounds invade their house and eat their Christmas turkey. So they have to go out to what restaurants open on Christmas Eve or Christmas? Asian restaurants, because they don't celebrate Christmas. So they went out and ate Chinese food. So we always did that as like our tradition, is that we would go out and have Chinese food on Christmas Eve. And I've carried that tradition here when I moved across the country. And my wife and I usually order out some kind of Asian food on Christmas Eve. And we're going to do that this year too. Yes, drinks, adrenaline shots. I've been privy to how useful adrenaline shots are on raids, and I've been trying to take them with me. Thank you for the advice. Our grader starts after the podcast ends, and we take a brief break. So soon. Why don't we cook? We do cook. We're going to cook twice on Christmas Day. We're going to make a breakfast, and we're going to make a big ham dinner. So we're cooking twice and cleaning everything. We don't want to be cooking several days in a row. You know, it's supposed to be our time off. It's supposed to be our time not working. So we prefer not to be doing it every day. Oh, and by the way, this is it for the Level 1 Podcast holiday banner. After today, we go back to standard podcast, banners. So I hope that you've enjoyed it. It's been great, right? It's been good holiday vibes around here. And by the way, we're going to keep the Christmas vibes. Like, I'll still have holiday-themed lighting and stuff, but the banner will go away after today. And the Christmas intro, too, with the snow and jingle bells, that'll go away after today. Do you prefer ham or turkey for Christmas? Ham. I prefer ham in general. I think turkey's fine. Like, I eat turkey as a substitute to red meat all the time for my health, but personally, I like ham over turkey. Oh, we already got Jasper some stuff for Christmas yet. He's going to get some toys and some treats. No, I used to have big holiday get-togethers when I was a kid. My family was actually quite large back then. There was, me and my parents, my uncle and his family, my godparents and their family and their grandparents, and then there was my mom's aunt and uncle on that side of the family, and then there was my cousin. Hold on. And all of those people's kids, and then there was also my dad's sister, so the aunts. We would all get together for Christmas. Actually, we would have multiple. We had such a big family when I was a kid. We had multiple get-togethers. First, I would go to one side of the family, then I would go to the other side of the family. But as I got older, the whole family had a falling out, and it wasn't me. Like, I was a teenager growing up and doing my own thing, obviously, with my friends. And then all of a sudden, all my family members started, like, hating each other and stopped associating and hanging out at Christmas, and then it just ended. So basically, when I was in my 20s, it just stopped. Like, there was just no more Christmas get-togethers. I was like, wow, that sucks, So every once in a while, I talk to my other family members besides my parents, but it's very rare. And I honestly, to this day, I really don't know what caused the falling out. Like, I don't know if there was a specific argument that happened or something. I wasn't involved in it. So, yeah, I moved to the other side of the country. There was no point in staying in Connecticut. No one spent any time with anyone. Like literally, I don't even know what happened to half my family. And they just stopped talking to my side of the family. It's like, damn, that sucks when you have, like, family infighting and stuff. And I had nothing to do with it. I was just doing my own thing. I remember when I was young, I was in college, and I was playing competitive Street Fighter, traveling all over the country to play it. And the next thing I know, I'm like, all right, so what are we doing for Christmas? This is going to be great. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're not getting together with anyone. What do you mean? What happened this year? I was busy. I was flying all over the place. I was doing this and that. Oh, yeah, we don't talk to them anymore. What? Like, we've done this every year since I was a kid. Oh no, we're not doing that. That's actually when we started doing our tradition of having Asian food on Christmas Eve, because traditionally on Christmas Eve we would always go to my great aunt and uncle's house, and then my godparents would be there, and their grandparents would be there, and the side of the family, like it was like 20, 30 people would get together. And then all of a sudden one year, we're just never doing that ever again. Wow. And then we started going to Asian restaurants to eat out instead, because we usually would go there. Then we started eating out instead. And again, what caused it? To hell if I know. No, I know. JP Leonard says, couldn't they have let it go? Yeah, I know. And, you know, over the years, I reconciled with a few. Like, I hung out with my aunts, my dad's sisters a little bit over the years. You know, and talked to them. We were fine. Like, we don't hate each other or anything. But for the other side of the family, like, it's bad. Like, the only time I even saw them, I mean this too. The last time that I saw that side of the family, and this is the side of the family I spent every Christmas with, was mid to late 2000s. My great uncle passed away. And so it was his wake and funeral. And I saw all of them then. And that was actually the last time I talked to them or saw them. I guess they just, whatever happened, and I don't know if it was between my parents and that, it was such a bad falling out that, like, literally no one wants to talk to anyone. And I'm like, well, it sucks, but what can you do? I have nothing wrong with any of those people, but if they really hate our side of the family for whatever reason, I'm like, what can you do, right? Oh yeah, it's all good. This is all ancient history for me. All this stuff is like I said, I've lived here for 11 years. My wife is my family, okay? My wife is my best friend. She's my person I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. You know, we have our life here together in Washington. That's basically us from now on. So I don't really, you know, all this stuff is such ancient history. It doesn't bother me. You know, it would be nice. Like I said, you don't realize what you have till it's gone. So every year you're celebrating Christmas with your family and you're having big family get-togethers and food and fun, and you take it for granted. And then years later you become an adult and you realize I don't have that anymore. Damn, that sucks. It wasn't even something I did. It just got taken from me because of family quarrels or whatever. And then you realize, man, that really stinks. Like, it would have been nice if I still had that in my life. You know, if we still had the that fun stuff going on, but we don't. And it is what it is, you know? I think it's a part of everyone's adult life is that you got to kind of go through that. That stuff changes over time that you can't really control. And it really sucks. Here we go. I accidentally didn't have two of my lights the right color. I was like, that's not even matching in my office. What happened here? You know, as you grow up, things happen that you can't control. And you just have to kind of accept it. And it sucks, especially when, like I said, when you look back at the past and things that you had, like, would it have been cool if, like, people were still cool with each other in my family, and we were still, you know, in talks and hanging out for the holidays? Yeah, I think it would. I think that would be nice, you know, but it is what it is. In truth, the whole idea was that when I moved out here, that hopefully my parents were going to leave Connecticut. Like, I wanted to be the person who was the trendsetter and be like, listen, Connecticut sucks, okay? The weather's atrociously bad. It's overpopulated. The taxes, the prices, it's all terrible. My aunt had lived in Washington State for a very long time. She always tried to convince my parents to move here, and they wouldn't listen. They had visited. My mom had visited here and liked it here, but they just wouldn't. So I was like, maybe I can be the trendsetter. Maybe I can move here and prove to them that living here is nice. So I moved out here, and the whole goal was that I was hoping within like 5 years I could convince my parents to move out here with me, and then we could have a family time together and ever. But it just didn't work out, you know. Life happened, health issues and all kinds of stuff. Like, my dad's back, he ended up getting the same back issue that I had, to the point where he couldn't really do much, like travel or whatever, because he used to be a person who would fly all over the world for his job. He had to stop doing it. My mom's health declined and she couldn't travel anymore. It's like, damn, no one was planning on that to happen. That's just life. So, it kind of sucks. If things had worked out perfectly, probably my parents would live close to me, and we'd be spending all this holiday time together and doing fun stuff together, and it never happened. That's just the reality. What can you do? Thank you for $2. They said, did you hear about the Iron Lung film adaptation? All I know is that Markiplier is doing a horror film called Iron Lung. That's all I know. I don't know anything about it being an adaptation. I don't even know what it's about. I don't really care. I've literally never watched a Markiplier video in my life. All I've seen is clips are his screaming on a face cam at like Five Nights at Freddy's, and that's it. So I just don't give a shit. To be honest with you, I don't care. Okay. All right, guys. We've gone long on the show. I didn't even realize what time it was. But thank you. Now, we know the games we'll be checking out tomorrow for the Christmas Marathon. We know what we'll be doing Christmas Eve. This is excellent. Thank you for all the help. And thank you guys so very much for a great show today. This is the last podcast of the holiday season. The next podcast will likely be this coming Saturday, which would be what? The 27th? And what we'll do is we'll get caught up. I'll tell you all about what I did during my days off for Christmas, and we'll get all caught up in everything. All right? Sound good, everybody? All right. Thank you so very much. I hope that you guys enjoyed, whether you were here live or you listened to this background noise after the fact, which apparently many people do. So, thank you guys very much for an awesome podcast. I hope that you had a good time like I did, and I will wish you all, you and yours, your family, your friends, and all your extended family, a very Merry Christmas, a very happy holidays. Please be safe, and I will see you all when I return this coming Saturday to do a nice big wrap-up and explain everything that I was up to. Hope that sounds good to you all. Thank you guys so very, very much, and I will see you soon. Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good afternoon. Peace out, everybody.